Check 1 2. Hello and welcome to the ballpark at Columbus for today's Corry Beavers baseball game against the Seneca Bobcats. I'm John Yatsko. I'm here with Brad Swanson and Silas Bryant on the camera. Going to have Jeremiah Johnson on the mound today. We're about to get underway. Corry coming off an exciting win last night against the Titusville Rockets. A walk-off hit by Camden Moon in the bottom of the seventh to score 2 runs, and Corry get away with the victory. So a good way to start the season.
Yeah, that's a region win too, right?
I believe so, yeah. Well, I looked at the schedule this year. It's a little different looking. Got moved around in the region a little bit there. Get away from some of the more powerhouse teams. Get this game started. It's high for ball 1 from Johnson. Behind the plate we have Jackson Lathrop. I'm going to get through the whole lineup here. Johnson high again. Got the Major League season starting tonight. The Yankees versus the Giants and a full slate of MLB games tomorrow. Pirates taking on the Mets. I think at about 1 o'clock.
It's that time again, isn't it?
Yeah. Gonna be ball outside. A little bit overcast here today, not as cold as it was yesterday for the softball game. We got a fairly stiff wind, though, going from out to left field there. I don't know, what'd you say, Brad? It's supposed to be about 10 miles an hour?
Yes. It's supposed to be about 10, and you can figure on another 10 when you get out here. It doesn't matter whether you're here or if you're at the high school. We always have a breeze, it seems like.
Johnson comes right down the middle on a 3-0 for a strike. It's 3-1. Just missed on that one. Can put the first batter on base here for Seneca. Jacob Anderson at first, holding him on. Johnson taking his time. He's high again, but gets him to swing on that one. Starts this one. Batter out. 1 strike, no balls. Runner's going. Ball's high. Lathrop's throw is late. Moon fields it there at shortstop, and Seneca's going to have a runner on second here in the start of this first inning. Count is 1-1, no outs. Johnson again high. That one goes off Lathrop's glove. And Seneca runner will advance to third. One ball, 2 strikes. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Johnson gets him swinging for the first out of the inning. High and outside on that one. Ball. Lathrop appeals. No swing. High again. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0. Just can't seem to get the ball down in the strike zone there.
No.
Missing high.
It's almost like he's kind of straight-legged and standing too tall. Need to bend a little bit.
Missed outside and walks him on 4 pitches. Seneca now with runners at first and third, 1 out here in this first inning. Umpire called time. Corry getting their first and third runner play in here.
So this is the cleanup hitter, Mac.
It's low, ball 1. Runner goes, ball's past Lathrop, runner's coming from third. The throw is there in time, but Johnson can't hang on to it. Seneca's going to take a 1-0 lead.
Seneca looks pretty aggressive on the base paths.
It's low and outside. 3-0 count. Johnson comes right down the middle on that 3-0. Get the strike, 3-1. This is Mac Sr. for Seneca, as you pointed out, Brad. That one's going to be outside, ball 4.
Third walk this inning. Let's see if the coach calls time and has a chat with him. Yep, there he is. Going to leave him in, John. Just wanted to calm him down a little bit, I think. Try to block that wind a little bit with the microphones here.
Outside for ball 1. Called strike, 1-1. I'm going to guess this is Noah Szymanski, even though it looks like the number on the back of his jersey doesn't match the number I have on the roster here. It's high for a ball. I don't have a 20, but I heard them say Noah, and that's the only Noah listed on here.
Yeah, that's what they have in the. That's what I have too. Same as what you have. He will be doing the pitching today for Seneca.
Swing and a miss. Brings the count to 2-2. Come swinging strike 3. 2 down. Seneca with runners on first and second. This is going to be Caden Monroe for Seneca. High again, gets by Lathrop. Runners will advance to second and third. High, but got him to swing at that one, 1-1. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Called strike.
See if that helps with the noise a little bit.
Johnson able to bring the count back to 2-2 with 2 outs here. Gets some swinging for the 3rd strikeout of the inning, and he gets out of some trouble there after at least 3 walks.
Yeah.
3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Seneca's able to score 1 run to take the early lead. And I guess me relying on them scoring through Game Changer has kind of backfired. So you have a picture of the Seneca roster?
Yes.
Okay, maybe you can send that to me.
Okay.
And Corey will be able to figure out enough here once they get going. Wanted to take a moment, as we did at the start of yesterday's softball game, and just acknowledge the passing of R.L. McCrae, who was a true legend here in Corry, in the sports community and just in the community in general. I mean, obvious by the fact that, you know, we just had a little conversation before the game, even with Larry Walters, about RL. He'll be truly missed as somebody that was around all the games. You know, like I said, personally, he was always very friendly to me and my family. Always sent me extra pictures of my kids playing in different sports, even if they didn't make it in the paper. I always used him, you know, as I said, as the human encyclopedia of Corry sports. Just really love sports, love the Erie community. Really well known all throughout Erie County, from officials to ADs to players to coaches. He'll be truly missed.
Yeah, for sure. And just to add to it, he just thoroughly enjoyed sports and loved it when people would ask him questions, you know, from yesteryear. And he could sit and talk to you for hours about all the different kids that played right here. Of course, back in the day when I was in high school, the high school baseball team played at what is now CAPS, Corry Area Primary School. It was Wright Street Elementary, and the ball field was the most strangest dimensions of any ball field I'd ever seen. Center field was 510 feet. Left field was 365 down the line, and right field was about 345, I believe, down the line. So it was just set up kind of odd, but it also was the playground and, you know, for the kids. And they even had recreation football in the outfield down there at that field. And Bob used to tell a lot of stories about ball games there, or RL. Some of you don't relate to him as Bob McCray.
Yeah, Bob, Robert, RL. We're going to get it started off here. This is number 1, Tucker Jackson. He's just one of 3 seniors, we believe, on the team this year. Going to take the first one as a ball.
Tucker is a very good athlete, very coachable kid, and I think most coaches are happy to have him and wish they had, you know, 5 or 6 guys like him.
Called strike on the second pitch. This is Noah Szymanski. Am I saying it right? You think I'm saying it right?
Yeah, sounds good.
On the mound. Oh, gets a bit of a hanger there, and Tucker's way ahead of that one, sends it over towards the school.
He definitely got the barrel of the bat on that one, didn't he?
Just missed there on that one, 2-2. Rips one down to third base, and he's going to be in there. He's going to go for second here as it gets past the first baseman. He'll make it there easily. Tucker Jackson starts this out with a hard ground ball to third that's mishandled, thrown over the first. Gets away from the first baseman. Probably going to get scored 2 errors.
Right.
On the first play, and that puts Jackson at second. And Camden Moon, another senior, will come up to the plate. His dad down there at first base coach.
Yeah, his grandpa's over on the side watching.
And he hits one down to third
another
base that gets
ball.
misplayed. And he's going to be in there. So we start off this game with 2 hard ground balls over to third, and Jackson is second and Moon at first. And that's going to bring up number 5. I don't have a 5, but is this Wyatt Swan?
Yes.
I thought so. It's going to be our third senior. So you got 1, 2, 3 seniors, and they're going to get called for a balk there. It's going to put Jackson at third and Moon on second. Gets him on the curve there, it looks like. Strike 1. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, I think, you know, some of these kids really change over the years.
Yeah,
I remember
for
being
sure.
a shorter guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like he got a lot taller.
Yeah. Corry all over these pitches here. Another one pulled down the third base side, foul. No balls, 2 strikes to Swan.
Wyatt's another guy that Coach Sirigliano is going to rely on the mound a lot this year, I think.
Yeah, did a great job last night on the mound. I think he had 5 strikeouts and about 4 innings worth of work, maybe. That one's outside for a ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Seneca leads 1-0. That one is lined out the center. It's going to drop in, and it gets past the center fielder. That's going to score 2 runs easy. Swan's on his way to second, going to be waved to third. He's probably going to be waved home. Left fielder finally gets the ball, and that's going to be an inside the park home run on a misplaced ball out in center. So Corry will take a 3-0 lead here with no outs in the first inning.
Yeah, that was a well-struck ball. He reached out and poked it back up the middle, and center fielder was trying to make the short hop, I think, and it didn't hop. It just skidded under his glove and all the way to the wall.
Yes.
And no doubt about it that Wyatt Swan can get around the bases in a hurry.
Yeah, soft field out there. It's got to be a little mushy, so you're not going to get too much bouncing around, I wouldn't think. He's got a left-hander, number 10, Jacob Anderson, up here as the 4-hole hitter.
Jacob has been manning first base for the last couple of years for the Beavers, right?
Yeah, pretty much his whole life.
Yeah.
That is the life of a taller guy. He was always a taller guy when he was younger. Runs to second base and going to be thrown out at first for the first out.
That was good hustle right there. He made it fairly close on a routine ground ball.
And number 20, Carson Braswell, comes to the plate.
Carson coming off a banner wrestling season.
Ball outside. I did not notice where Carson was in the field. I know in the past he had played catcher. I think he must have been in the outfield. I have to take a better look.
Left field.
Ground ball hit the short. Gets him by a couple steps out at first. And 2 down for Seneca. Coming to the plate now, number 7, with the pitching duties, Jeremiah Johnson. First pitch ball. Another off-speed pitch there for a ball. Gets him with some high heat there, swinging. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Sometimes those are hard to lay off. Those higher pitches, you see it a little better. I think you can jump on it.
Fouls that one away into the fence. Count is 2-2. Low. Liner is going to drop into right center. Johnson is on with a single with 2 outs here in the first inning.
Good piece of hitting right there by Jeremiah.
It's going to bring up number 11, Bryce Chelton. And they're going to get a courtesy runner for Jeremiah Johnson. That is going to be Caden Kraza. Chelton also pitched last night against Titusville. First pitch strike. Kraz goes. Shelton foul tips that one off. Delivers the 0-2 pitch. Kraz goes. It's in the dirt. And he would have had him, but a ball came out of the glove on the tag. And Kraz has a stolen base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Shelton. With the off-speed pitch there for a strikeout. And that's 3 outs. Corry able to score 3 runs here in the first inning to take a 3-1 lead. A good inning for Corry. To get out in front early here in this game.
Yeah, good way to come back, and looks like our guys, like you said, they're seeing the ball well and turning on it.
Yeah, well, this is I would say almost a perfect day to kind of play baseball. You know, just a little overcast, so it should be easy to see. No weird shadows, no sun in your eyes, no glare.
Right.
You wish it was a little warmer, but it's not terrible. Looking ahead this week, I'm not sure we get the next 2 days worth of games in. Maybe Friday. We're back at it here with baseball.
Yeah, to see how the field holds up after tomorrow, because it looks like it's going to be an all-day rain.
Yeah, I always forget about that too here. You know, it's not just the day of for baseball, it's the day before. Mm-hmm. Softball can recover. Softball can recover because of the turf field if it rains that day.
Yes.
You know, so.
Yeah, they could actually, if it rained all morning, they could play in the afternoon, no problem. And for some of the listeners that don't really understand the softball field, the only dirt is in the pitcher's circle and around home plate area, and they keep those tarped up. Doesn't matter usually what the weather is, they keep a tarp over them. So keeps everything nice and dry and ready to roll. And you mentioned Larry Walters earlier before the broadcast started, and he does a wonderful job, John. This field looks great.
Yeah, does a great job every year. I'm really shocked that we were ready to go really this early in the season, especially with that late snow that we had. First pitch strike from Johnson to get the second inning started.
We talked yesterday about how giving a pitcher a lead helps him out a little bit, and Jeremiah looks a lot better this inning on just the first 2 pitches.
This is Orton up the bat for Seneca. That one's low. Yeah, plus, you know, it's the first game of the season. Like we talked about with softball, it's more so with baseball. Don't get a lot of time on the field. Gets him looking, strike 3. Starts this inning with the strikeout. The backwards K, as you'd like to call it, Brad.
Yeah.
Gets him looking. It's going to bring up the number 8 batter, Wadaski. Called strike. Yeah, I don't know how much time they've gotten out on the actual field. You know, I know in years past when my kids were playing, you'd spend some time on the football field, you know, just to get outside if you could. Second pitch is a ball, but you'd spend a lot of your time inside.
Right.
In the gym, they have a nice setup there. If you've never been inside and looked up, you know, they have the batting cage that they can drop down from the ceiling, and they can do some pitching in there. Third pitch is a ball. It's 1 ball, or 2 balls, 1 strike. But it's not the same as getting outside.
No.
With the elements and the mound and facing people you've never faced before a lot of times. Get some swinging, brings the count to 2-2.
Seneca not able to catch up with Jeremiah's fastball today at all.
A little low, brings the count full. Yeah, it's really 2 different styles of pitching here we're seeing. Jeremiah pretty much, 90% fastball, and Seneca looked like it was about 90% off speed.
Mm-hmm.
Full count. And he walks him. That looked like one of those pitches that if you catch it, that might be strike 3.
Yeah.
But the umpire kind of looked like...
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if Jackson Lathrop didn't get mixed up with...
Yeah.
Or one of the two, either Jackson or Jeremiah.
It's hard to call strike 3 when the catcher doesn't catch it. It's going to bring up Percy for Seneca. So Seneca with one on here on the walk, with 1 out. Johnson delivers. Count is 1-1. Outside, Lathrop throws down to first. He is safe. He'll learn just how sticky that dirt is out there. As his front part of his body didn't slide, but the back side of his body kept going and just about folded him over.
Right.
Johnson throws over the first. Safe, gets away from Anderson, but Wadowski not going anywhere. That one's high, but gets him swinging. Count is 2-2. So Corry with Jacob Anderson at first, Bryce Shelton at second, Camden Moon at short, Wyatt Swan at third. And even with my glasses on, I'm having a hard time seeing who's out in the outfield. Get some swinging on that third one. 2 outs here. In the top of the second. Who's out there in right?
Right field?
Is that Schatz?
Yes.
Okay.
Ian Schatz.
So that means Braswell is in left.
Correct.
And Tucker Jackson's in center.
Yes.
So here we are back around to the top of the order. And this is Farrell to bat for Seneca. All right, outside. He's just not going to get those calls today, so gonna have to bring it down a little bit. That one's down the middle for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Corry leads 3-1. Johnson delivers, gets him swinging. Runner goes. Didn't look like anybody covered for Corry. So he's going to go into second standing up.
Yeah, that's where I'm sure Coach Sirigliano is thinking, you throw the ball. They're supposed to be there. You throw it, you got Tucker Jackson backing up in center. Well, you throw the ball down to second base. You don't hesitate.
That one's low and outside, brings the count full. Johnson delivers with the full count. And it's high, ball 4. Seneca now with runners on first and second, 2 outs. And that will bring Campbell to the plate for Seneca. Thought maybe the Corry coach was getting up there to come out and have a little discussion. But I think maybe he was just stretching his legs. First pitch strike. Outside, 1-1. It's a low. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Well, Johnson started off the inning hot. I thought that was going to be a quick one, but he's struggling here to find the strike zone again. Delivers the 2-1 pitch. Campbell got a little crossed up on that one, and he takes that one for a strike.
As a pitcher, you definitely don't want to get too much of the plate, but you also have to figure out the strike zone, where the umpire's calling. If he's going to give you the inside, the outside.
Get some swinging, strike 3 to end the inning. So Seneca strands 2 more runners in that inning. Can't take advantage. Corry with the lead still 3-1 as we go into the bottom of the second. So we didn't know it last night, but both teams, I guess we'll call the walk-off win for softball, even though it was a 10-run win, walk-off with Amara Goodwill home run to win the game 12-2. And Corry also against the Rockets. Camden Moon comes up in the bottom of the 7th as they were trailing and hits one into the outfield and brings in 2 runs to win that game 4-3.
Right. Yeah, it was a pretty exciting night for Corry softball, baseball. Beavers looking pretty good so far today. Jeremiah did a nice job of recovering there that inning, leaving runners at first and second. Let's see if the Beaver bats can get going again. Should be our, 8, 9, and 1 hitters?
Yeah, let's see. One. Yep.
Pretty good crowd here tonight, John.
Yeah.
People were bundled up pretty good, but there's still people actually getting here too. So, reminder: this is varsity only tonight, correct?
I don't know the answer to that.
I thought that's.
I would I would venture to guess that based on what I've seen so far from Seneca, that they may not have a JV team.
Mm-hmm.
This is number 9 up to the plate.
That's Ian Schatz.
Yep.
Been a couple of years since we've seen Ian. He's definitely changed, gotten a lot bigger too.
He skies one out to center field, and it's going to go over his head. And Schatz is going to try and stretch that one out to a double, and he does. So a leadoff hit, quote unquote hit, we'll call it.
We saw it yesterday in the softball game. You see it here again today. The fly balls it's hard to judge them with the wind, and that one there was up in the jet stream pretty good.
That'll bring up number 15, Jackson Lathrop. He's going to take a strike on the first pitch. Yeah, speaking of Ian Schatz, I saw him behind the plate a lot of times as catcher. Looks like they've moved him to the outfield. Probably maybe switch around with Lathrop back there. That's a long haul to catch back there all season, especially, stuff like back-to-back games. He went on that one. No balls, 2 strikes to Jackson. Schatz taking a big lead. One ball, 2 strikes. We are here in the bottom of the second inning. Schatz going. Lathrop swings. Schatz had a huge lead. He's 3/4 of the way there before the ball was even halfway to home. He steals third easily.
Yeah, good job by Ian running the bases there.
And Lathrop went down swinging. There's 1 out. Back to the top of the order. It's Tucker Jackson. It's a cue ball down the first. Jackson takes that one for a strike. Outside, gets a little bit away from the catcher. Not enough for Schatz to score. Starting to rain a little bit.
It is.
Yeah, I just
I was
saw
looking
some.
at your screen.
Yeah, I didn't feel it, but I saw some drops. Fouls that one back away.
Way away, over into the housing complex back there.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's almost living at a golf course back there. The baseballs are a little bigger than golf balls.
Yeah, more expensive too. It's like $5 a ball every time.
Wow.
Another one fouled back. hits him. So Jackson will go to first. Shots on third. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Saw Mike Rim just come around, and he was standing on the Seneca side, and then he started talking to one of the Seneca players. I was like, how's he know him? And then I forgot that he teaches there. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize he taught over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I knew it was Mike, but I just didn't realize what he was up to.
Yeah, it took me a minute too. Jackson goes on the pitch, and that one is inside. And just misses Moon. Well, Jackson on second, shots on third. Camden Moon at the plate with 1 out. Gets a hold of that one, lines it out in the center. Shots will score. Jackson will score. And Moon will have a single with 2 RBIs.
Nice hard hit single by Camden Moon.
I'll bring up Wyatt Swan.
Wyatt had the inside the Parker last that
Yeah, at the top of this order doing good. Getting hits, scoring runs. Moon goes. A giant jump, so he's going to go in standing up. He steals second easily. Did call that one a strike. Another balk, so Moon will go to third. I missed what he did there.
Yeah, I don't quite catch it either. I was actually looking at the batter's box.
I guess because, you know, a lot of guys will go into that kind of look down, but with their foot on the back of the rubber, then bring their foot onto the rubber. He starts pretty much with it on, so whatever he did there, they did not like. 1-1 pitch. Off speed. Appeal is no good. So 2 balls, 1 strike here.
Wyatt did a good job of holding up on that. He was definitely wanting that.
But we have the ultimate angle here.
Yes, we do.
That one is high. 3 balls, 1 strike to Swan. That one is high. Gonna call timeout here, and umpire is not giving that one to either side all night.
No.
That's what I talked about. You're not gonna get that one that's up there a little bit. Look okay in my book, but
Yeah, he's very consistent with his strike zone anyway.
right.
That's all you can ask. You and I have both done that job before.
Mm-hmm. That's not easy.
No.
Missed my share.
There's more than one time I wanted to look at the hecklers and hold the mask out and say, here you go.
Right.
If you think you can do better.
Yeah, I even knew I messed one up last year, you know. It was like towards the end of the game, and the kid really hadn't thrown a curveball all game long, you know, and he decides to throw this curve, you know, 2 outs, you know, whatever, bottom of the 6th inning, 2 strikes, you know, and it buckled me too, you know. It was like, okay, I called it a ball. It was a strike. But he came back, got the kid out, you know. I went over to the coach. I said, I wasn't expecting that one either, you know. You just all of a sudden, you don't throw a curveball a whole game, and then
Right. And there's always that time where you're looking and you're going to call either ball or strike, and you call the opposite.
Right.
And you know when you say it, you can't take it back. So
Swan on first, Moon on third. Jacob Anderson, cleanup hitter at bat.
I don't think Swan will be at first long.
No. Oh, he gets him caught off first. He's in a rundown. And Moon still dancing around at third. I'm not sure why they haven't sent him. Now he's going to score. And Swan trying to get back to first. This might go on for a while here. He's going to go into second now.
My. Good job by Wyatt
and
Swan.
be safe.
Give Seneca
Oh,
credit.
and nobody's at third base, so he's going to go
wow.
to third.
That's heads up right there. And give Seneca credit in that rundown. They did a good job.
Yeah, that's why I said they got all lined up. That's why this might be a while. But the whoever was there, I think maybe it was a second baseman, hung on to it just a little bit too long. 6-1 now. Corry leads. Anderson at the plate. 1 out. That's low in the dirt. Swan did not get a good jump over there, so he is not going to be able to score. That is caught the inside corner for a strike. Count is 1-1. Anderson takes a cut. That one, 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Count is 2-2. Gets Anderson swinging for strike 3. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Brings Carson Braswell up to the plate. First pitch is a ball.
Be nice to get Wyatt in.
That one is high, ball 2. Yeah, possibility of 3 games this week, so, to get this game over as quick as possible here to save some of your pitching. It's a long, long week when you got to squeeze 3 of them in.
Right.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. I was really kind of surprised to see 3 games the first week. Usually they don't front load it like that just because of the weather kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you get towards the end of the season and you got, 6 games in 5 days.
Right. We're just lucky to be able to get that game in yesterday.
Yeah. That one's a ball. Gets by the catcher, but Swan does not try and score. 3 balls, 1 strike. Braswell fouls that one straight back.
fun to watch the batters and see where they stand depending on what type of pitching you have. Usually, coaches will tell you if it's a off-speed type of pitching, move up in the box, and vice versa. If they're throwing really a lot of heat, get back in the box. It gives you a little more time.
That is low. Ball 4. Braswell goes to first. Swan at third. 2 outs. That will bring up Jeremiah Johnson. Can do himself some favors here and score a run or 2.
Right. Help the cause.
Hits one to the gap there between second and third, and he'll have a single and an RBI as Swan scores to make it 7-1 now.
Still in the second inning, John.
Braswell at second, Johnson at first. Bryce Shelton, the number 7 batter, into the box here. Noah Szymanski on the mound for Seneca. That is outside. Shelton pops one up to first, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Corry will score 4 here in the bottom of the 2nd to take a 7-1 lead. Tomorrow night, weather permitting, we'll be back at it with softball as Corry takes on Girard. And then, dare I say, weather permitting again, Friday we would be back here against Warren. Always a good game.
Yeah, Warren always has something. We used to talk about that years ago, how I remember one year Warren, you looked at it, the starters, all 9 guys were seniors. And you're thinking, man, it's going to be nice not to have to play those guys again. They were really good. The next year, Warren comes back, and they didn't miss much at all. It's just one of those teams that reloads every year.
Oh, Jeremiah Johnson is going to go to third. Tucker Jackson's going to go to the mound. Moon still at short. Shelton still at second. Swan went out to center. Trying to figure out where he went to. And who came in to catch here? Nope, that's still Jackson.
Yeah, that's Jackson Lathrop. Who do we have at third base?
Jeremiah Johnson went to third.
Okay.
So after 2 innings of work for Johnson, he'll be relieved of his pitching duties.
Tucker Jackson looked like he has pretty live arm.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with his pitching background as I am with some of the other guys. I don't remember seeing him that much over the years.
A couple of the guys on this team, I know Tucker Jackson, Camden Moon, Wyatt Swan, they were all travel ball guys. And I'm sure a few of the other guys are too, but those guys just stick out. And they're all seniors too.
So Jackson will get this top of the third inning started. First one's high. This is number 9, Jewel, for Seneca. Outside, ball 2. A little quicker pace here than Jeremiah. Is kind of a slower, more methodical guy.
Right.
Gets in the swing. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Looks like a pretty good curveball there.
Gives him another one. That's popped up. That one's for Brad. And nobody makes a play.
Yeah, I'd get out there and run out to the end of my leash here.
There's no effort whatsoever from this side. Counts 2-2. Gives him a fastball low. Full count.
I would have went for it, John, but the cord to the headset is only so long.
Okay. Little discrepancy of the count. Even Seneca said it was full. The umpire said it was 2-2. And that's outside, ball 4. So Jackson's first batter he faces. He walks here. The top of the third. Been a game of plentiful walks, both sides.
Yes. Yes. And at the high school level, you would think that you wouldn't see as many.
Ooh, he gets drilled with that one. Right off the forearm. That was Mack. Now, pitcher, this is Mansky, will come up to the plate. No outs. Seneca's with runners on first and second. You're going to feel that one tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cool day like this, it doesn't matter where you get hit, it's going to hurt.
Right on the forearm, right in the middle of the forearm. First pitch strike for Jackson. In the stretch. Now he's finding his groove here. That one is inside, gets by Lathrop. That's going to allow both runners to advance. Seneca now with runners on second and third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Feels warmer now. I think it's because the wind stopped.
Yeah. Right. I don't see any more raindrops either. Thank goodness.
That was weird. Oh, liner out into center. That's going to drop a 1 bouncer in front of Swan. Seneca will score 1. As Noah Szymanski with a nice single to the outfield. And Seneca now with runners at the corners. As number 28, Monroe, comes up for Seneca.
Looks like Tucker is working better out of the stretch than the windup.
First pitch, strike. That one is fouled. Out of play down the third base line. Notice nobody was brave enough to park up there.
Not a bad idea to not park there.
Well, sometimes you have to take the chances. Is it cold enough that you want to park up there and sit in your car? Or, you know, do you want to take the chance of getting one in the windshield? Which, out of all the years I've been up here, it's rare that I've seen cars hit over there. You think it'd happen a lot more. That pitch is a ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Monroe. Seneca still with runners at the corners. This is Mansky going. Monroe strikes out. Lathrop throws down, and he is just barely under the tag.
Wow. That was close.
Yeah,
Good throw by Jackson Lathrop.
Well, it was a late slide because of the stickiness of the dirt. He knew if he slid normal, he wouldn't even have made it to the bag.
Right.
You'd stop 3 feet before you get there. Oh, 1 out now. This is Orton to bat for Seneca. Seneca with runners at second and third. Jackson delivers. Strike 1. Strike 2 on the swing. It's a 3-pitch strikeout for Jackson. Makes it 2 outs here in the top of the third. Seneca again with runners at second and third. And this is Wadaski. Probably butchering that name. First pitch strike. I know you pride yourself on all the, especially the ski names, right?
Yeah. I think you're doing really well, actually. I would say Wadaski.
Okay. Strike 2. Just inside.
I'm sure I've told you the story of the Rodkovich sisters that played for Harbor Creek. One was the pitcher, one was the catcher, and we had a Ziskevich on our team.
Nice. Well, we had some interesting ones, you know, sisters on girls basketball. That one gets past Lathrop, and that tag is high. Seneca will score. Stealing home. 7-3. Yeah, we had a couple of, you know, sisters on basketball with hard to pronounce names, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
They pass it back and forth 4 times.
Yeah, we had Ziskevich batting and Rodkovich throwing to Rodkovich, and I said, I think I covered every letter in the alphabet.
2-2 here, 2 outs. Seneca with a runner on third. That is inside. Makes the count full.
We're letting them hang around, John.
Yeah. Get 2 runs on 1 hit. And that is ball 4. Percy up to bat. Seneca with runners at the corners again. Jackson delivers down in the dirt. Well, Jackson to Jackson.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't think about that one. You got a last name Jackson and a first name
Right.
Jackson.
That's a strike, 1-1. The wind kicked up again. I knew I shouldn't have said anything about that. Slow and outside for ball 2.
Pardon me.
Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. I'd like to get out of this inning here and not get back around to the top of the order with runners on. Jackson delivers low. And that's a walk. Now the bases are loaded. We go back to the top of the order. Farrell comes to the plate, but we're going to have a timeout. As coach wants to have a talk with Tucker Jackson. Seneca has the bases loaded now. Szymanski had the hit. He's on third and 2 walks. 2 walks before him for the 2 runs.
Right.
Yeah, it's not hard to overcome when you got 2 runs on 1 hit, or hopefully not more. I'll give it to him here.
Yeah, like I was saying there, we're kind of letting him hang around. Our pitchers are nibbling instead of coming right at him.
Top of the third. Seneca already able to score 2 runs. Threatening here again with bases loaded. 2 outs. They're back to the top of their order. This is Campbell, I believe. Farrell. Farrell at bat. First pitch is a strike. So the pep talk worked. Just need 2 more here to get out of this inning. Get some swinging.
Got him jammed there.
Jackson ahead in the count now, 0-2.
Farrell looked like his swing was real tight.
That is low, gets by him. Szymanski's going to come home. Come home standing up. Make it 3 runs this inning for Seneca. On just 1 hit.
Little fundamental things there. You know, you have to block the ball if you're the catcher, and you have to cover the plate if you're the pitcher on a pass ball.
That is a called strike 3 to end the inning. But not before Seneca is able to score 3 runs on 1 hit. Oh, 7-4 here. Makes it a little bit more of a ball game than we started the inning. 7-1. I thought maybe Corry was going to end this one quick and early.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of game to be played yet.
Szymanski comes back out on the mound for Seneca. For his 3rd inning of work here.
every once in a while, if I put my hood up, I can block the wind from my microphone, but well, let's see if these Beaver bats can come to life again here.
It's going to be the number 8 batter, number 9, Ian Schatz. He's going to loop one into left field. And he's going to get to second, stretch that one out.
Ian's got some pretty
I was
good wheels.
Say, he's got speed that I don't remember him having.
Right. Good heads up. He rounded first, and he didn't hesitate. He took right off.
Number 9 batter, Jackson Lathrop. Shots on second. Called for another balk. Oh, that's the third.
That's at least 3, yeah.
Yes, the third one of the game.
Mm-hmm.
1 per inning. And Shots will go to third there with the oven mitt on.
Base hit here now will get one of those runs back we gave up.
Shots with a big lead. Swing and a miss from Lathrop. I didn't see what he did again for the balk.
I didn't either.
I'm interested. Maybe I have to go back and look at it. That one's in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher. 1-1. It's outside. Lathrop swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's low for a ball, makes the count full. It's a grounder out to first. Lathrop will be out, but he scores the run. Makes it 8-4.
8-4 and top of the order again.
Tucker Jackson at the plate. 1 down. Very early on those. All night he has been. Hasn't been able to get the timing down exactly. One's low for a ball, 1-1. High, 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. That went on. Bottom of the 3rd. Jackson rips that one out to left. Gets past the left fielder all the way to the fence. Jackson the second. He's gunning for 3 at least. See what they do here. The throw's over the cutoff man's head, and he's going to be heading home. And he will score to make it 9-4. And that is the second such inside the park home run of the night.
Right. First one was Wyatt Swan, who will be coming up after Camden Moon bats now. And then Tucker.
Moon super early on that one too. One ball, 1 strike to Moon. That is popped up the center. And it is misplayed, and Moon will have a signal. Now he decides to go to second. Wyatt Swan at the plate. Swan grounder down the 3rd. And he's out at first. Moves Moon over to 3rd. 2 outs. Jacob Anderson comes up to the plate.
Well, once again, it'd be nice to see Jacob come through here and not leave Camden stranded down at 3rd.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Ball 1. That one gets past the catcher. Moon comes home to make it 10-4. Two balls, 1 strike. And Anderson rips a liner to right center. He's going to have a stand-up double.
Good rip by Mr. Anderson.
Carson Braswell to the plate. Braswell fouls that first one off. Anderson takes his lead at second. That one gets by the catcher, and Anderson will go to third. Mansky with the 1-1. Braswell rips one out to left field. It's over the left fielder's head. That is to the fence. Braswell around in second. Going to third. Cutoff is there. Here comes a throw. Not in time. And Braswell will have a nice triple.
Yeah, that ball was a rocket out to the left field. Great job.
Gets the RBI. Makes it 11-4. Seneca calls time. I think we might get a pitching change here based on the pitch count.
Trying to think through the lineup here, and I'd say at least 6 different guys have base hits in this game for Corry.
Yeah, we've done it from the top to the bottom. Done a good job putting the bat on the ball. Not stranding runners. Well, cooled off again. I think the warmth was a fleeting moment of a pocket of hot air, maybe.
Right.
And not from us.
Looks like the first baseman's coming in to throw.
That is Mack, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There he took a hard one in the forearm there. Then he slid into home there on the steal at home. I saw him kind of hobbling a little bit after that one. It's the time of year you just don't want to slide because you don't slide is the problem. You
Right.
just stick.
Yeah, they're lucky they don't wear the cleats of olden days, because on a day like today, somebody could break an ankle.
Yeah, I'd be telling my guys not to head first slide. You know, you saw Moon's head first there in the home. I don't advise that this
Right.
time of year. So Mack is going to come in to pitch for Seneca. Guess we're going to see a bit of a different style here. Looks like he's throwing mainly all. Oh, he got a nice curveball there. You know, some guys, it feels like they throw a heavier ball. You know what I mean?
Right?
It seems like he does.
Yeah.
You know, bigger guy.
Yeah, big guy, and
It just seems like it's heavier.
throws it pretty hard, and
Yeah.
that curveball, that
Yeah, that caught me.
snapped and dropped, and
That caught me by surprise.
made it look easy, too.
Yeah, some of these guys may have seen Szymanski maybe 4 times already.
Mm-hmm.
Once, yeah. So this will be a little bit of an adjustment to get your timing changed up a little bit and the speed change.
As we were walking up here to the field, I thought this guy might be one of the coaches. He's a big guy.
Just heard the coach say he was on a 25 pitch limit here. Now, same deal. You know, everybody's probably got a lot of games this week. You only got so many pitchers. It's that makes it rough.
A guy this big that throws hard like that, though, he supplies a lot of power for the batter, too. You get the bat on the ball with a quick bat and can send it a long ways.
Jeremiah Johnson will come to the plate after Braswell's triple. Scores 11-4, 2 outs here in just the bottom of the third. It is now 6 o'clock, so we're about an hour and a half into this game. And we're not quite halfway through yet. Might be needing to turn the lights on soon.
Right.
It's going to get darker sooner than later this evening. The cloud cover. Mac's first pitch is a heater. Gets past the catcher, and Braswell will come to the plate. Make it 12-4.
And there again, we talked about it with Corry, and Seneca just does the same thing. You know, the catcher's got to block the ball. The pitcher's got to cover the plate when there's a runner at third.
Another fastball down the middle. No balls, 2 strikes to count to Johnson. There's that curve. That one dropped. Just missed on that one. That curve again, but you're not going to get that high one. He's not called that one all day.
No, and his curve drops a lot. So it definitely where it's, you know, it's called where it comes across, and that was a little high.
Another one. Gets him to pop up to second. And that one falls in. Shelton up to bat now. Johnson on first.
Corry keeping the inning alive.
It's all right, Caden. Let's go. Shake it off. Let's go. We need one. We need one.
Yeesh. Tried to pick Johnson off over there at first. It was about 100 miles an hour. High ball 1. Throwing some heat. 1-1. Talked about RL being a Pirates fan. You know, I'll be excited to see the Pirates. Paul Skeens tomorrow. If you haven't watched him throw, man, he's a heck of a pitcher.
Yeah, he is.
Swing and miss by Chelton. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's got a real interesting story too behind him. You know how he made his way to the major leagues. If you don't know what that is, take a look at it online. But he was a military guy that ended up, you know, going to LSU to play baseball. Johnson steals second. Count is 2-2. People basically told him, "Hey, man, you're like too good to like go in the military here."
Right.
That curve. Thought he was going to get beamed, and the pitcher even laughed at that one. Sheldon thought he was going to take one in the ribs there, but that one hooked right inside and just missed. Full count. Another curve gets him swinging. So Corey got the sequence going on out there. 3 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second, 5 runs in the third.
Yeah.
To make it 12-4 as we go to the top of the fourth.
Well, I hope that they don't have to score 6 runs in the next inning.
And Jackson will come back out onto the mound.
I guess we're only through 3, you said, right?
This is the top of the fourth.
So, yeah, so I guess we don't mind if they score 6 next inning. Be better if they scored 7, because then it would be the 15-run rule. Providing that they hold them this inning.
I think we had a change out in left field. Is it Kraza?
Caden Krause?
Yeah, is he number 6? I also believe he's left-handed. Yep, Kraza in the left field for Braswell. Everyone else stays the same. No, Braswell went to catcher, so
Yeah.
Lathrop went out of the game.
Good throw down by Braswell. He's got a pretty lively arm. Two, 3, and 4 hitters for Seneca, I believe.
Yep, and this is going to be Max Campbell for Seneca. Jackson delivers to start the fourth. It's in the dirt for a ball. Got him at the knees at that one, 1-1. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson delivers the 1-2. That's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's outside. Count is full. And that one is high and inside for ball 4. So Seneca will start the 4th inning with a batter on. And Jewel, the number 3 batter, will be up for Seneca. It's awful quiet up here tonight, I notice. You know, softball must not have started quite yet for the younger girls.
Right? Yeah, I think they get going in another couple weeks here. They'll be down practicing in April sometime.
That one's in the dirt. And Campbell will go to second. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Good throw by Carson Braswell.
Campbell got a late jump on that one from first. Jackson outside, gets away from Braswell. 2 balls, no strikes. delivers a strike. Just haven't been consistent finding the zone here in the pitching. That one's fouled off, brings the count to 2-2. Jackson with the 2-2 pitch. That one is fouled straight back. Another one claimed by the houses behind the ballpark. What do you think they do with all those balls? Give them back? Keep them?
I don't know.
It's always been one of
It depends on how many kids live there, I guess.
great mysteries. And Jackson gets Jewel looking for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Mack. Mack pops one up just behind second base. Moon is under it and gets the out. Out number 2 of the inning. Well, if anybody knows what happens to all those baseballs, let us know.
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
That's the mystery.
Right. I would just sell them back to the school. Half price.
Wait till you get
$2.50.
a 55-gallon drum
Right,
full of them.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
2 years later.
Right. This is Szymanski at bat. Ball 1, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Seneca with a runner on second. And that one is popped foul. Anderson is able to get it, and he'll end the inning. Well, Corry gets a quick inning there finally.
Yeah. We were kind of hoping for one of those. And now we have Corry Bats coming up here again. See what we can get going. We're going to face Mr. Mack again, though, and he's going to bring some heat to us, I think.
Yeah, he's fun to watch him pitch, and he looks like he's having fun out there too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a guy from Seneca you can tell played hard today when your back is all dirty.
Right. Yeah.
So again, our schedule tomorrow night, we'll be back at softball. It'll be Corry versus the Girard Yellow Jackets. And Friday, we'll be back here for baseball against the Warren Dragons. And then next week, we'll have our first track meet on Tuesday.
Nice. We're mixing things up a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah, you better practice your track knowledge.
Yes. Yes. Do a little research, huh?
Yeah.
We might have to get a runner from the track team to, literally a runner, to come and fill us in on some field
reach out
events.
to somebody, Blake or somebody, Cook maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Just
sure there's somebody around. That'll
get a hold of the coaches and see if they have somebody that wouldn't mind, giving us some messages from the field events.
We're about to get the bottom of the 4th inning started here. Ian Schatz coming up to the plate for Corry. He is the number 8 batter. He wears number 9. I think that's where he started off last inning too.
Right.
Mac on the mound for Seneca now. Corry leads 12-4. Get this one underway with the fastball is high.
Ian sees the ball pretty well. Let's see if he can time Mr. Mack here.
Swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. Yeah, now I'm more worried about getting a foul ball over this way with the speed that he's throwing.
Right.
High ball 2. That one is fouled off. Count is 2-2. There was that curve. I figured that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Gets him looking for the first out of the 4th inning. Caden Kraza batting here in the 9 spot for Jackson Lathrop. Mack with the curveball. Kraza fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes to Kraza. High heat gets Kraza swinging for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Tucker Jackson.
Corry needs to muster 2 more runs somehow.
That one's in the dirt for a ball.
2 runs will put us up by 10. And then we'd need 3 outs in the top of the 5th, correct?
I believe so, yes. Fouled off by Jackson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got that curveball hanging. Late on that one, sends it fouled out past the concession stand. I don't know what that one was. That'll going to look like a knuckler in the dirt. Finally got him on that higher one. Called looking strike 3. Quick inning by Mack. So Corry held scoreless for the 1st inning of this game. It's 12-4. Well, it sounds like Mack has reached 24 pitches and will be done for the evening. I'd like to see him pitch more.
Yeah. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's having fun out there too.
Mm-hmm. So Camden Moon now is going to come into the game as we get into the 5th inning here.
Probably going to see this quite a bit this year, don't you think? You know, one guy goes 2-3 innings, another guy's going to go a couple.
Well, I think
Another
this
guy, a
game
couple.
kind of dictated to, the pitching. I'm guessing they think maybe this game's not going to go the whole way, so they're trying to conserve.
Right.
Especially for Warren on Friday, you're
Yes.
gonna want as many arms as you can have.
For sure. Yep. Camden Moon, another strong arm. Good mechanics.
Yeah, he's a high IQ kind of guy. He knows how to paint the corners, put it in the right spots. Some guys are just throwing it and it kind of goes where it goes. He's more of a, he can paint the plate there good. So been playing baseball for a long time, like you said, one of those travel ball guys. I think he played for the Steelheads or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. I remember when Camden played football for us in recreation football, and his dad Chad would let us know that Camden might be not there all the time at the beginning of the year because of travel baseball.
Number 28, Monroe, steps in the box for Seneca as we get this 5th inning started. Camden Moon on the mound now for Corry. Starts the 5th inning with a strike.
He just threw that one right by him.
And he works quick too. Another one there for a strike. He's waiting for the batter to get in the box more than the batter's waiting for him,
Right.
There you go, strike 3, 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Taking a look around the field there to see if Corry made any more defensive changes. But I do not believe so. I guess it looks like Swan came in the short for Moon. Who did they put out in center? Tucker back out in center.
Yeah. Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike. To Orton? No, that's not Orton.
No,
I
this
think
is
they changed somebody, right?
Yes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
See if I can get a name and number here for you.
Call on the outside, strike 3. Got him looking.
You
Quick
see his
2
number?
outs for Moon. I did not.
Okay.
This is number 8. Wadowski up to bat. 2 down.
Wasn't going to do me any good anyways because I don't have any of the reserves on my lineup card.
Swing and a miss for a strike. That one is fouled down the third base line. Coach uses body down there. Probably going to feel that one in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And that is strike 3, so I think that was only 10 pitches.
Yeah. Camden Moon didn't waste any time. That was a very quick inning. Now Corry comes to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Like I said, they're looking to, if they could score 2 more runs, that would end it.
See who Seneca brings out the pitch here.
Looks like the second baseman is coming in to throw.
That's Monroe.
A lefty.
Lefty, yeah.
You'll see something a little different. Yeah.
Lefty, I'm surprised they allow him to wear that white sleeve on that arm.
Right. Corey might say something about it.
Looks like where we're going to be at here. Moon, Swan, Anderson, Braswell for Corry.
Well,
Maybe we don't have to go further than that.
I was going to say we have a good chance to get our 2 runs, I think.
Right. Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, you get Moon and Swan on with the speed. You just need one in the outfield.
Right. And the last time Braswell was up, he smoked one to the left field fence. Although the Beavers are a younger team, John, I think they have a pretty solid team.
Yeah, look good. Definitely can hit the ball.
And everything goes right here, we'll walk out of this game with a 2-0 record, and that's a great way to start your season.
Weren't really tested too much in the field.
A lot of times, as you mentioned earlier, you don't see 2 games. Usually you don't see 1 game in March. It's usually April before we can really get going. You can kind of feel that even though the wind isn't very strong right now, the temperature is dropping. So
Yeah, well, we're after 6 o'clock here now, almost to the 6:30 hour. So you've had your warmth for the day.
yes.
Tomorrow, I believe, is supposed to be colder anyway than today.
No, tomorrow's supposed to be 60,
60,
but it's
yeah.
supposed to rain.
Okay. Well, you can't have it all, can you?
No, it is April, or almost April in northwestern Pennsylvania.
Moon up to bat. Flies one out to left field on the first pitch. It's over the left fielder's head. He stumbles out there, and Moon will go into second base standing up.
Good way to start it. And let's see if Swan can trade places with him, huh? That's all we need is Swan to trade places with him, and then is it Anderson to trade places with him. That'll end the game.
Well, you called it last night, so maybe you're going to call it again tonight.
We'll see.
Strike one from Monroe to Swan. Swan fouls one off. For a second there, I was like, hey, might not want to touch that one, Coach. It's got a lot of weird spin on it. It looked like it was going to go back fair.
Stranger things have happened,
Yeah.
you know.
Would have been a heck of a spin, though.
Heads
Foul
up.
off. That one's you, Silas.
That was, a can of corn. Should have had that in the back pocket, huh?
Silas just wanted to get on camera once. That one's high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Swan. Swan swings, gets past the catcher, and he's going to get down to first base on that drop third. Swan at first, no outs. Anderson at the plate.
So Swan represents the winning run at first base.
Moon at second, Swan at first. Jackson at bat, takes the pitch from Monroe and crushes one out to right field.
That's going to end the game right there. These 2 guys are fast.
And Moon is going to score, and Swan is going to score, and Anderson is going to have a stand-up triple.
And walk-off triple. That's the end of the game.
That's going to be the ball game.
Anderson set on that and turned on it, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought that one almost had a chance to get out of there.
Right.
So big hit from Jacob Anderson, and we have our third walk-off. Corry baseball with the walk-off last night. Corry girls with the walk-off homer. And Corry boys with the walk-off triple tonight by Jacob Anderson. Great job with the bats here tonight by Corry. Seneca looked like a younger team, you know. They hung in there and played hard throughout the whole game, never gave up. Some great pitching there by Mac. Bit of a stud.
Yeah.
Corry struggled a little bit pitching, you know. A lot of walks given up. That one inning, I think they only had one hit. Or, 3 runs on 1 hit. So, pitcher's not in mid-season form yet, but they'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get this game wrapped up here tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow, like we said, softball at 4 o'clock against the Girard Yellow Jackets. Friday, boys baseball against the Warren Dragons. Watch for the information either on the website or the Facebook page as to whether the game tomorrow happens. I feel like that one is not likely, but we'll see. It's hard to predict the weather this time of year. I think that last I saw was maybe about a 60% chance of rain in the evening, but I haven't looked at it for a while, so who knows? It could be a 100% chance by now.
Right.
So I think we'll get it wrapped up here tonight for John Yatsko and Brad Swanson and Silas Bryan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.